Here's a harsh truth about success. There are no guarantees. You might never achieve what you define for yourself as success, no matter what the success gurus say. But the good news is there are a couple of things you can do which make success a lot more likely. Not guaranteed, just a lot more likely. One thing is to choose a field of work that you are really curious about. And I say curious about instead of passionate about, which is what you usually hear, because curious about means that you're willing to learn, that you're willing to improve, that you really want to understand that field of work, that you really want to find out about all the details and all the little things and all the big things that make you really, really, really good at what you're doing. And that is very different from just being passionate about. And I don't like to talk about just live your passion, because very often people think, well, if I live my passion, then I don't have to work. There's even the saying, if you pick something you truly love, then you never work a day in your life. And that is simply not true. You will actually, if you choose something that you're really curious about, work harder and want to work harder because you really want to get a lot better in that field of endeavor. You can't just sit still and stop developing because you're so curious about that. You want to know more and understand more and do it better and be more in that field of endeavor that you choose. And that will make you more motivated. That will make you more inspired. And that will enable you to get through the tough times. Because the truth is, there will be tough times. There will be times where you are close to giving up. There will be times where it's not fun at all to work. And by the way, that's one misconception people have. They think work should be fun. No, work is called work for a reason, and fun is called fun for a reason. That doesn't mean that work can't be enjoyable, and the process of pursuing your goals can't be enjoyable to a large extent, but it won't always be enjoyable. And that is why picking something which you're really, really deeply curious about, which you really, really care about, is so important. The second thing you can do to make the likelihood of success increase is really embrace making mistakes. You got to be willing to make a fool out of yourself. You got to be willing to be ridiculed. You got to be willing to completely fail. And the second part is incredibly important, and you have to be willing to learn from every failure. You have to be willing to look at where you failed, reflect deeply about it, analyze what went wrong, and improve. Okay? So you have to face the fact that you will never be good enough. You will always be able to get better, but you will never reach perfection. And that means you will always have to face failures. But that's a good thing, because failures mean you can learn if you choose to, and that means you can improve. And that means your likelihood of success increases. And then I want to name one third thing you can do to increase the likelihood of success, and that is to always be proactive. Never be in a waiting position, which is what lots of people do. They wait for that job opportunity. They wait for someone to discover them. They wait for having more money. They wait for the time being right, whatever. But people who are more successful don't wait. They never get into this waiting attitude. They always choose to do something, to learn something, to move forward, or at least try to move forward somehow. They never wait for someone or something. They get out of the waiting room and into the thinking and being and doing room and action room. And that increases the likelihood of success, because that creates progress and that creates more opportunities, and that will identify and see more opportunities to really grab and really make the most of. So, 3 things to increase your likelihood of succeeding. Number 1, pick a field of endeavor that you deeply care about and that you're really curious about. Number 2, embrace making mistakes and learning from those mistakes. And number 3, don't wait, be proactive. I wish you the best of success.